everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Falcons on Air, where we recap everything that has been going on. For this episode, we are going to be talking about the process and experience of applying to college throughout a student's high school career. As of now, many deadlines for applications have been hit, and seniors are getting pretty busy. So with that, we are your co-hosts, Srileka
and Sanskriti. Today we have 3 seniors who are going to be answering some questions on their experience with high school and the college experience as they're applying overall. We would like you guys to introduce yourselves and your majors, so you can go first.
Hi, my name's Audie, and I'm probably going to be majoring in electrical engineering.
My name is Samhita, and I plan on majoring in computer science.
My name is Anushka, and I plan on majoring in aerospace engineering.
Hi, my name's Reina, and I plan on majoring in something related to bio because I want to go on the medical track.
Hi, my name is Mishji, and similar to Reina, I am looking to enter the medical field, and I'm looking to, as of now, major in biology, but that might change.
So our first question is, when do the deadlines, what deadlines have already hit and which ones will hit soon?
I mean, I think for most of us, we submitted our early action, early decision stuff, right? That's the November 1st deadline. Mm-hmm. And then we just have our regular decisions ones left. But it depends on the college, really, because some colleges have January 5th, 3rd, something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Some colleges also had really early ones in October and in September. So I think most of the early ones are kind of done, and now it's just the last stretch of January 6th.
Yeah, and the UCs are due today actually, and some are also due December 1st, so it really just depends on the college.
There's also rolling decisions, which are when you apply and you get it, you start getting it immediately. There's no deadline or
Oh. And then our next question is, when did your initial college stress start? Was it in freshman year, sophomore year, junior year? Was it just this year? And then what were the major stress factors, and why did they start to develop for you guys?
I mean, the first time college stress really hit was, I used to think of it back in sophomore year because I had a lot of senior friends. Shabir, he went to UVA, so obviously big name, big college. But yeah, he put a lot of, not stress, he put a lot of expectations in mind for me, what that application process was going to be like. So I definitely wasn't prepared for the amount of stress, but I had somewhat of an idea. And obviously, as you go into junior year, you start thinking of colleges because you have all these college visits, you're friends with different seniors and stuff. So basically, a lot of interaction with people older than you is what gets you started.
Yeah, I think something similar for me. So I have an older brother, and he went to college when I was in middle school. So definitely freshman, sophomore year, the thought of going to college was always there. But it wasn't a huge stress factor up until I opened the Common App, and I was like, This is real. I'm typing my essay, I'm submitting it. So I think that was the time where the real stress hit me.
Yeah, I think for me it was a little different because I'm an only child and I didn't really have that many senior friends. So it was based on what my peers were doing. And I think the stress hit, like Sia said, when you open the Common App, but also when you start preparing for the SAT, which is probably junior year. That was pretty stressful. But yeah, I mean, this sounds bad, but it gets less stressful when you realize that everybody's in the same boat and everybody's going through it. But
all your friends are texting you we're all dying out here. But in general, it's really the Common App that messes you up because you open it and there's so many different questions, a variety of different when you first see what is your intended major and you're okay, well, I'm putting this in for the next 4 years of my life.
Yeah.
So
the next question is, what extracurricular activities did you take part of, and how crucial did you prioritize them as?
I think for me, I've always definitely been interested in doing a lot of things outside of school. So kind of when I was younger, just trying out a lot of new things and seeing what kind of really sticks with you and what you genuinely enjoy, not just something to just do outside of school. So I think a few things that I also did, such as robotics, it really helped me understand what I want to do as in the future. So robotics helped me understand that computer science is definitely something that I can look into as a major, and that also kind of put me on the path of robotics and AI. So I feel extracurriculars plays a huge part in kind of helping you just I guess de-stress from school, but also it helps align you for the future and what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. extracurriculars for me were like super important. Cause I'd say I'm a very social person, and I like going out, talking to people, and that's how I've genuinely built the community around me. Like how I've built my friends, my whatever friend groups, everything. In a college application, you want to focus on your strengths. You want to bring out your strengths while also not hiding your weaknesses. Some people are strong in the academic sector. Some people are strong in the extracurricular sector. Some people are doing sports. They're insane. That's how they get recruited in different colleges and universities. For me, I think my extracurriculars, they're important, like getting involved in the Indian Student Association or National Honor Society, Model UN, stuff like that. It's a lot of different communities that you reach out to, and it shows to colleges that you're well-rounded. And so I'd say extracurriculars are very important and show that you're a good student overall.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I do think that extracurriculars are a great way for you to explore your interests and get to meet new people that share the same interests as you do. For me, I also participated in things that I love to do that might not be of value to me in the future. So like, for example, I love to dance, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to go on into the future and, pursue dance as a career. But, I think extracurriculars are a great way for you to do what you enjoy. So along with dance, of course, I did do some things that aligned with my major choice, which is bio. So like I did HOSA. Yeah. And we went to internationals last year, and it was a great experience getting to meet people that are also interested in medicine. And, that's where conversations start and where ideas emerge. And I think extracurriculars are very important, and everyone should find what they like.
Yeah, like building off of dance, like fine arts is a big thing. Like music, guitar, whatever, orchestra, dance, all this is huge parts of extracurriculars.
I would definitely say extracurriculars are a really big part, and like what Sia was saying, you should do something you're passionate about. Like I did Taekwondo when I was a kid. I got my first degree black belt. I stopped because I didn't think I'd want to do it later, but then when I got into high school, I realized, wait, this was kind of something I like to do. So I ended up training again for a year, getting my second degree black belt. And for me, since I'm a med student, I found lots of good medical opportunities, especially in this area. And like, for example, I took EMT classes over the summer to get my EMT certification, and I met so many great people there. So I not only branched out, tried a new experience, but it also makes so many new connections and memories and experiences.
So our next question is, during senior year, you talked about like your applications, but what about like your transcripts and stuff? Because in some of my AP classes, I heard others like seniors talking about how their transcripts are coming out for quarter one and stuff. How do you think the stress for that played into your college apps?
I'd say transcripts, obviously it's pretty daunting to look at it, right? You end up opening that student view account and you look at your transcript and like, okay, and yeah, and that is what ends up going to your colleges, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you have what you have and you can't change it, right? You can't go in there and change it. So as a person who's applying, as a junior who's possibly applying, whatever you have on your transcript, there's no point in looking back at the past. You can't change anything. Just try and keep focusing on, if you're not happy with the way it is, or if you are happy, that's fine. Just always try and improve and try and better yourself in every shape or form, because it is one of the most important parts of your application.
Yeah. I mean, once you look at it, you can see that you did work hard.
Yeah.
And even if you didn't, that's okay. There's still time left. College is still there. That's still a learning experience. So high school's not the end of it. Take what you've learned and just apply it to the future.
I completely agree with that. I think a lot of the stress that comes with transcripts is, especially I know for me, it's like if you've done so much in like the past 12 years and that you just have like another quarter or two left to really just pull through and show colleges what you have. Like especially I know stress that I dealt with is there's just so much going on in like the first half of senior year, but you also have to maintain your grades because if you're applying regular or early, colleges will see. So I think that's just a little bit of where the stress comes in. But at the end of the day, as Adi and Reina said, you really can't change what you've done. So it's really just about keep going and just making sure that, you're still working hard.
Yeah, and even though, like Adi said, transcripts are like super important, connecting back to the last question, if your extracurriculars are like super strong, then like I think colleges understand that, you know, you have a lot of workload outside of school, but that doesn't mean like don't completely try in school. It's like there's a lot of different aspects to the application, so you shouldn't stress like too much about having top tier grades.
I'd say that. I want to say, just adding on to that point about like transcripts. Yeah, they're important, but they aren't everything. Like Anushka mentioned, extracurriculars, but I wanted to talk about like the transcript itself. Like having a bad grade in the past doesn't mean it's gonna kill you in your college applications. For my case, I'll be honest with you guys. I had a really bad grade in one math class in my sophomore year, but and I was really sad to see that in my transcript. Like, okay, this is the reason why I'm not getting into college. But it's not like that. They don't look at simply letter grades. They look for patterns in your transcript. They look for improvement. Yeah, I got that bad grade, but next year I got that A, right? I got the A in the AP class. So they look at improvement. They look at patterns. They look at trends. That's what they're looking for. They want to see improvement. They want to see if, yeah, you had a bad year, but you made up for it the next year.
Okay, so last question for me. How did you choose the classes you took, and what decisions had to be made for you to decide those classes that were necessary for you?
Okay, at least for me, I wanted to try out classes related to the medical field because I was super passionate about medicine. I was doing extracurriculars related to it. So like AP Bio, for example, AP Chem, like AP Psych. I took all of those to start exposing me to things I knew I would be exposed to in college. And like for me, I started looking through a typical college curriculum for like a med student and realized, oh, I need a stats class, or oh, I might not need as high of a math class, but I should definitely double up in some particular sciences. So for me, that's how I chose my classes.
And for me, I ended up taking biomedical technology at the academies. I wasn't very sure about that decision at first because I knew that it wouldn't help me with my GPA. So I was very concerned about taking a class where, yeah, sure, I might be able to explore my interests, but that's at the expense of my grades. So in the end, I decided to take it, and I would say that it's one of the best decisions I've made because I've learned so much from that class, and I don't think you can necessarily, how do you say, like, put that equal to like a grade, like a better grade. So I think taking classes where you might not do so well or where you might not receive a bump shouldn't matter as much as where you are going to learn the best.
So like getting the knowledge was more important for you?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I think very similar to Mishti and Reina both. So I took obviously classes that I feel like would help me in what I want to do in the future, like AP Physics and AP Math courses, but I also made sure to do things that I enjoyed, that also similar to Reina, wouldn't give you necessarily like a huge bump or like a huge thing, but just continuing things like orchestra or Spanish for 6 or 7 years, just something that you truly enjoy, and that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, it has to like add to your GPA, but just something that you like. And then also things like app development, things that you enjoy, and that it doesn't mean that you're going to get a GPA boost or that you're going to get a certain advantage, but just you learn and you enjoy.
I believe in consistency, in my opinion, when it comes to picking classes. I'll be honest, I do have a few regrets in some of the classes I've taken. I wish I'd planned them better, but honestly, I'd blame that on not being sure of what I want to do in the future. Because I was switching from med to engineering to law, I was super confused what I was going to do. So I took a variety of different classes, like Mishti said, right? Just exploring the range. What does the school have to offer that I can try? So basically dabbling in different areas to know what I'm actually interested in. So I took like econ, AP Bio, stuff like that. For example, I'm going into engineering, right? So it's important to have classes like calculus and then AP Physics. So I hadn't taken the prerequisite for physics to take AP Physics, and I was sad. I was like, okay, should have planned for this. So I made other arrangements, like taking physics over the summer, like online physics over the summer, so I would be eligible to take AP Physics. So you have to make these like decisions beforehand so you know what kind of class you're going into. And again, like Sia said, consistency is important. I've been taking guitar for the last 4 years. I've been an artist guitar for the last 4 years, and French. I've gone up till AP French. The thing is, people around me were always saying, "Oh, drop these classes so you can make room for classes like engineering or physics or chem. So you have STEM related classes because you're going into STEM." But the big thing is showing the fact that you're interested in these subjects. Like guitar, I love. French, I love, and I don't want to not do these classes, so I continued them.
Yeah, and that's all the questions that we have for you guys. Thank you all for coming and taking time out of your day to do this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that was all for today, folks. If you have any questions, please DM the Briarwood's Falcon Flyer on Instagram. And to watch any more of our episodes, go to the Falcon Flyer YouTube channel. Thank you so much and have a great day.